asked the Lord for someone, and I always knew that in God's time and in God's way, it would be someone like you. All my hopes and all my dreams were suddenly fulfilled. It's almost unbelievable. Our love was in His will. Only God could love you more, for He gave me this love I have for you. What a blessing to know He's your Lord. Only God will love you more than I do. Only God will love you more than I do.
Wow, is right. You know, that was renewing our vows at 25 years.
Pastor Jack.
Pastor Jack was there to.
Do you remember what he said?
Oh, that was so good. You walked up there and he got you again. He said, "We're here tonight to undo the past 25 years."
Do you know how hard it is to try to sing when you're about to cry at the same time? It was all I could do to just even get it out. But I just knew what a precious moment that was, and that Jack had come to be a part of it. And our friends and family was there. I seen Glenn and Karen.
Yes.
Bill and Ed's gone to be the Lord now, but I seen them there.
That's
and
right.
Just such a precious moment that we can look back on. And it just really wouldn't have been right to talk about the 30 years that we're fixing to go through right now here, the 7th of December, without sharing that moment.
That was a
Pastor
precious
Jack's
moment.
with the Lord now.
He's already gone
Yes,
to be with the Lord,
yes.
and I'll tell you,
He was a big part of our life.
a very big part of our life, quite a man of God. And
You got
and,
your most expensive ticket ever while we were pastoring that church. Do you remember while he was pastoring?
Yeah, you were going to, he was holding a meeting in Maiden, North Carolina, and we just bought a brand new car,
Park Avenue.
Park Avenue.
So
that
we were all
gotten.
practicing singing.
And you and two others were in the car, and I was driving you down, and I looked in the rearview mirror and I said, "Wow, there's somebody behind us just exploding toward us."
About the
And about that time, I looked in the mirror again, and there was a highway patrolman pulling me over.
That was a memorable moment.
I didn't realize I was doing 92 and a 60. So I ended up, let's see, I had 48 hours community service, $250 fine, and $3,000 over 3 years on my insurance.
Don't forget about
you were expensive.
Hey, and don't forget about the community service where that little boy got in the refrigerator and shut
Oh,
the door
yes.
at the Salvation Army, remember?
I remember.
He had community service, can you believe it?
Behave yourself, or one day you're going to have it. But you know, 25 years, lots taken place during that time.
Yeah.
You stop and think about shortly after we were married, you'd never flown, never been on a ship.
That was scary. I'd help with that rescue at the airport.
But you
Didn't want to fly.
didn't want to fly and all, but
Didn't want to go on a ship.
well, we had to fly to San Juan to get on the ship, and
We flew over water. Is that where we flew over the water?
we went out over the East Coast and flew down. Yes, But one good thing that helped you is the first leg of that trip was a flight from Asheville to Raleigh. And here's the thing about it. She kept saying, oh, no, 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 no. It's the smallest plane here at the airport. But ended up, it was about 16-seater. It was very small.
It was the
But
smallest.
8 of the people on the plane were missionaries going to Russia. And she finally said, well, if God's going to send them to Russia, he can get me to, you
Yeah.
know, it's okay to get on the plane.
Yeah, but then on that first cruise we ever went on, we left some things on the ship, remember? And I was in the airport by myself, and you said, if I don't get back in time, just catch the next flight. I didn't know how to do any of that. Remember? And nobody was speaking English. Nobody.
I know. But I got to the ship, got the jewelry, got back.
Oh, Lord.
But
How many cruises we been on?
about 16, I think. And
Well,
getting
I
ready.
went on one with Joanne, so that would
Yes,
give
you
me
did.
17.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And but we've done a lot over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got you on a roller coaster, which you wasn't going to do.
And I told, you know what? I told him, I said, I'm doing this because I love you. I've never been on a roller coaster. I didn't want to get on one. So I got on one at Carowinds, and I don't like going upside down. So it was the wooden one, and I'll never remember. I prayed the whole time. Did I?
No, you didn't pray. You screamed the name Jesus for 90 seconds.
It was a prayer. It was a prayer. I said,
And,
Lord, if you'll get me off this roller coaster, I'll never get back on. And that should tell you how much I love you right there, knowing that I got on that roller coaster for you.
How much you love me to get on a roller coaster? Then do it again.
No, I'm not going to do it again. I told you that was the first time and the last time.
Last time, you did. You did. But, you know, a lot of things over the years, you know. But there's one thing about it, Gwen, and we can relate this or tell others this. One thing I've loved about our marriage, our relationship together, is that we lean on each other. I mean, things haven't been the easiest at times in our lives. We face things like everybody else. But we always have each other.
Especially this past year has been
this
difficult.
past couple of years has been something
Yeah.
else. But when one's down, the other helps the other.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And if I can say anything to encourage you out there is, number one, have that relationship with God.
Yeah.
And with your spouse, just make sure that you know, you keep that relationship strong, help one another. Enjoy life, though. Because, you know, if you've got the Lord in the midst of your life, then if you've got the joy of the Lord, that's your strength right there. Mm-hmm. And it means so much.
And you say sometimes, oh, KFC on the Parkway, so we'll just grab a bucket of chicken and go up on the Parkway, because
yes.
that's his favorite.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the day after we were married, we stayed at a hotel in Asheville. Then we went to Boone, North Carolina, and we had a cabin up on the mountain up there. We were going to stay for our honeymoon. And on the way up, we took the Parkway, and we had a bucket of KFC going up. We were going to stop at a picnic area. And come to find out, we couldn't go all the way on the Parkway because part of it was closed. So we just pulled over on the side of the road and had our KFC on the Parkway. And so that's kind of been a little thing we've done off and on.
Yeah. We've enjoyed it. We still enjoy it.
We still enjoy
We
it.
don't know what we want to do from day to day. If we get up and we want to go grab a bite, or yesterday what was it you said? I believe I'll just have chicken salad. I'd made some homemade chicken salad. And I said, well, I'm going to have breakfast. So I just put some link sausages in the pan and put some eggs on cooking. And what was it you said?
After a moment of smelling that, I said, throw some more on there. I'm going to go with what you
He
got.
changed his whole mind what he wanted to eat.
I'll tell you. But doing things together is so important and so rewarding and so good. And
What's your most memorable thing?
the most memorable of all,
Yeah.
getting through asking you out.
No, the
That
most
was
memorable. Was that the most memorable? Sure enough.
Well, that's one I can't forget because that was a tough one. But there's been so many times, so many memories we've made. And that's what life, you use that term a lot, make the memories. And we do that a lot. I guess if we look at things looking back, God's blessed us in so many ways.
Yes, He has.
Now, the two things I guess we hadn't done that we've talked about, we've always wanted a little place at the beach. We've not got that yet, but maybe someday. If not, we visit. Or a pontoon to float around on a lake in.
Yeah.
But
we try to make every day count. If we could say something and leave this with you tonight, it would be make every day count.
That's right.
You know, this past 18 months that Wade had gone through, he was really sick, and I just tried to be there, and we did a lot of praying. Our crew down here helped us pray. I'm telling you, when he got really sick, it was a big scare, you know.
Yes.
For me and John, we finally talked him to go in the hospital the next morning, and I remember Duchess she's been gone almost a year now, but she got in my lap, my little English Springer Spaniel, and she didn't take her eyes off of you that whole night. And you know, when you feel like you're so close to somebody being as sick as you were, you know, there was a lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, and you know, I just thank the Lord that we're able again to enjoy life, not take things for granted. Look forward to our cruise we're going to go on. 30 years.
That's right.
You know,
but the key is praying
enjoying every day and putting God first.
Put God first. That's what I was going to say. That's the key.
Yeah.
Key to life right there.
Making memories.
Memories.
There's a little song I've got that we did around the piano. I just wanted to sing it to you. One of my little favorite to you.
Oh, okay.
I want to sing this song to him tonight to start off the program. It's just got a special memory in my life. To know you is to love you. Just to see you smile makes my life worthwhile. To know you is to love you, and I do, and I do, and I do. To know you is to love you. Just to see you smile makes my life worthwhile. To know you is to love you, and I do, and I do, and I do.
And I do. I love you.
And I love you, babe.
So very much.
I'll tell you.
Sometimes it's hard for me to find the words, but I just want you to know how much that you mean to me.
And you know, it's not always just in words. It's a smile, it's a look, different things, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we got something else coming up right now that you ask about memorable moments.
Yeah.
And we had a memorable moment. You called it something that was on your bucket list.
I always wanted to go to Hawaii.
And
I passed the trip up one time, but on my computer, remember?
I do.
I had a picture of...
there was a little rock out in the water.
Yeah. And so you'll see the picture of it here just in a minute. There it is. We stayed in a place after we got off the cruise ship, and it was dark when we got to where we were going that night. I'll never forget it. And that picture had been on my computer for how long? A long time.
Oh, a couple, 3 years you've had that.
I said, you know, one day I might just see that. So we stayed at this place, and the whole front was glass. And it was dark when we got there that night. If you'll put the picture back on the rock for just a minute. We got there that night. It was the next morning. We went out to the front. As God is my witness, That was the picture that had been on my computer, wasn't it, Wade?
It was.
The
and
very exact, because it has a little tree
little tree off to the side.
off to
on
the
that
side, and I just thought how sweet that was of the Lord
Yeah.
for those several years, just having it there, wanting to go. It was just like a dream come true.
Well,
And I
we-
didn't even know that it was going to show.
And we saved up for this trip. We took a 15-day cruise, and it was such a blessing. Once we got to the islands, we stayed an extra couple of days, and of course the ship stayed docked at a couple of the islands, a couple of
Yeah.
days each. But we got to see 4 of the islands,
Yeah,
and thoroughly enjoyed it.
the ship.
There's another ship that's not ours. That's another cruise line that was there next to us.
Yeah, I just took a picture of that. We took that up from our ship.
Right. We
Yeah.
were on our balcony when that one was taken, and we took so many pictures. And I think you brought a few. Oh, looky that!
That was at dinner.
That was one evening. Yes.
Yeah.
At the dinner.
And
meal.
Karen
Oh,
and Glenn
and
went
Karen.
with us.
They went with us on the
Yes.
cruise, and we had a great time there and with them. Oh, looky there. There's a towel they made into the shape of a little elephant, and they always had some kind of animal every night that they would leave on the bed.
And what we were going to do the next day, they always had the plans out.
Yeah, that's what's beside it, is
Yeah.
the scheduling of the events for the following day. But it was quite a trip. What else? Oh, that's one of the scenes on the ship there, and all. And somebody kind of got in the way of the flower there.
I think
but,
so. I think she did. We had a wonderful time. We can
wonderful
move those
time on
pictures
it.
just a little bit.
Yeah. And there's the clock, and looking down through the, there's about 3 stories below us there.
Yeah.
And right below there was the cafe we
That's
liked.
right. And that's the
There's
man
some of our
right on our
waiters
ship,
that
yeah.
waited on
You have the
us.
same waiter every night.
And they're always cutting up. There's a kids area
Yeah.
on the ship. There's so much that can be done
Every
on,
age had something
on these ships.
for these kids. Every age had a plan, and
you and I've got hooked on Royal Caribbean,
Yeah.
all the different
we
ships
really
we've
do
been
like
on.
Royal Caribbean.
Now that's on one of the islands, and those are cogs that were out of some of the equipment that ground coffee and so forth there.
The coffee smelled so good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I'm not a coffee drinker. There's another shot of where we were in an area that had a lot of vegetation.
That coffee, there's the coffee too.
And-
I
and
tasted
all.
of it.
Rainbows.
Every day it rained.
That was what's so amazing. You'd have a shower. It'd last about 5 or 10 minutes, all different times through the day, and then here's these beautiful rainbows
Yeah.
would come up. So beautiful. So, oh yes. Now that was at the Hawaiian Village. That shows some of the history of the islands and how they were populated by different Polynesian tribes that came together in the Hawaiian Islands. And
That's
there's
probably
more
the
of
most memorable trip I've ever been on.
more of the shows that were
We had the big
performed.
dinner, remember, too.
Oh, the food, I always remember.
This is what
Now-
I was amazed at.
Also, that is the steep mountainsides there. We were on the ship on the balcony just offshore going by, and look how steep those ridges are.
But there was some places we got off and you walked.
Right.
Remember?
And to show you how big that is, that green at the bottom down there, that is 2 or 3 miles back from that edge to the mountains there, and there were villages in there from years and years ago, little Hawaiian settlements in those areas. But now there's bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I fit well in there. There's the Doyle Plantation.
That's me standing at the door.
And you're standing there at the door. And that was awesome because you could take a train ride through the plantation. You could see the pineapples growing. There were coffee beans, all kind of vegetables and vegetation in the area. There, now that's after we left
Vancouver.
Vancouver, Canada. we dropped down to Seattle, and that's
Oh man.
a picture there in
Yeah.
Seattle, Washington.
And it's behind us
And
there.
it's behind us.
Yeah. We had a wonderful time.
That's the Seattle Needle there. And all.
Well, I know we have just a couple minutes, but I just want to say to you, thank you. Thank you for loving me and being there for me. And
All these
I've
30
never
years.
had anybody to love me like you've
tell
loved
you.
me. And I just want
Yeah.
to tell you that.
Love you too, baby. And I want to say something else to our viewers.
Yeah.
We're coming into our, 26th year
Mm-hmm.
of being with you here on Nite Line. And what a pleasure this has been for us, and we look forward to it every week. And Gwen puts so many hours in praying and working on these program services and all. We just want it to be a blessing to you.
You know, and John has something special he wanted us to
Oh,
have.
they
And
did a
we're
song
gonna,
for-
I guess, close out with that tonight. And him and Hannah did this song, "You Are My Sunshine," just for us, Wade.
Yes.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Well, can you believe that it's come and gone tonight?
No, I'm telling you. Thank our son Jonathan and Hannah for that song. It was
Yes.
sweet.
Very nice of them, and
Yes, it was.
all. And I've enjoyed the evening with you, reminiscing these past 30 years. And
Yeah,
looking-
we've laughed, we've cried, or I've cried. You did not cry, but when I think of it, just about the goodness of God, and especially this past 18 months, how the Lord's been so good to us, and He has
He has in
seen
so
us
many
through.
ways.
Yeah.
But
Again, I just love you very much.
love you.
Thank you for being such a part of my life and
Same goes
all
to
the
you.
memories,
And still making them.
and still making them. Yeah, we're going to go on another
making 'em.
cruise
Yeah.
for our 30th anniversary. I'm looking forward to that.
And it's been amazing, like I said before John was singing, you know, the 25 years, 26 years we've had with you folks. We just
Yeah.
appreciate you. And
Coming up on 26 years.
it's coming up on 26
Yeah.
years. And we're about to wrap this up, but thank you for being with us every Friday night.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you to our prayer partners too, our crew.